students, you're welcome to once again another interesting time in computer science class. Just like I told you in the previous lesson, that we'll be continuing from where we stopped, which is electronic email. The last class we defined electronic email, we created an electronic email, and we also know how to send messages through an electronic email. But for the purpose of this class, we are going to base it on the types. We'll explain all the types. Basically, there are two types, and we'll also talk about the advantages and disadvantages. Anything that has an advantage surely has a disadvantage somehow. So in this class, we'll be talking about an email address, and also we'll be talking about the domain name system. So I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy as the class progresses. Now, what was the very first one? One of the types, you talk about what is a client-based email. I will strictly come in this manner. Have you ever tried to use your email from your app? That's an example of a client-based email. Have you ever downloaded the app of an email in your phone? That's an example of a client-based email. One good thing about a client-based email is that you don't have to you really don't have to forget your password, because the moment you log in, it's there. Requirements for setting up a client base, you have the computer. The computer is very key when setting up a client-based email. It's just like going to the farm without a cutlass. Also, you talk about the internet connection. Every client-based email makes use of an internet connection. You must, by all means, beyond any reasonable doubt, have an internet connection. Without an internet connection, shut it down, because I don't see any reasons why you should be using an email without an internet connection. Well, that's on a lighter note though, because internet is key in performing any operation using an email address. Internet is very, very important. Now, the third one is that you must have an account with an internet service provider. An example of an internet service provider, you have Glo, you have MTN, you have Etisalat, you have Airtel. Any client-based email must have a SIM card. Now that SIM card helps you to receive OTP from the internet. Now, also the fourth one, you have to have an email application. There are various examples of email applications, a lot of examples. You have the Microsoft Outlook, you have the Gmail, the Yahoo Mail, the QQ mailbox. Some of them you've not seen before. You have the Samsung email, the Mailmaster, the MyMail, the Spark. Now the Spark is very, very important. It's sweet to use. I encourage that you register an account using the Spark. You have the Yadex email. Now, like I said earlier on, one important thing about a client-based email is that it gives you the ability or the privilege to forget your password and not to worry about it, because the moment you log into your device at that point becomes saved into that device, that you don't need to input password anytime soon. Also, the second one, we have a webmail. Have you ever tried to access your email through a website? Well, what do I mean by through a website? Have you ever tried to access your email when you go to your internet browser, like your Chrome, your Mozilla Firefox? Anytime you do all that, that is an example, or that's a type of a web mail. Now, what are the features of an email? The features of an email will take little but a few. It has the ability for automatic reply to message. Automatic reply to message. You can easily reply messages using an email. Auto forward and redirection of messages to many people. This is also very important. You can forward as many messages to a lot of people. Are you into business and you want all your clients to receive a message? You can forward the message. A message can come to you and you forward it to someone else. The email can give you that privilege or that ability to do all that. Now, facilities to send copies of a message to many people. Yeah, I do want to send a bulk message to a group of persons. Let's say you own a business and you want your customers to be able, or your customers to be able to know what you sell. You have their details as per their emails. You can actually send multiple or bulk messages to them at the same time, telling them about, you can wish them happy new month, you can wish them your current bonus that you are running or your current bonanza that is actually going on. Notification if a message cannot be delivered. Very, very important. You send a message and the message is not delivered, it gives you a response that, see, the message you just sent is not delivered. And one of the reasons why a message may not be delivered, it may be you didn't impute the email address properly. It's very, very possible that the email address was not there properly. Very, very also, email automatically dated and time stamped. Very, very key. Any email sent, the time that the image is being sent is being recorded for reference purposes. So you can't lie. Someone can't lie to you that I sent a message to so and so, or to you, or you send it. It's not possible. Okay, like I said, we'll talk just a few. Now let's move to advantages. Email came to solve a whole lot of problem concerning our post offices. Now, when email came, we were no longer having the ability to start waiting for days, weeks, months to send messages. I still remember back then I wanted to send a message to my mom, and in the process of doing all that, it took them a week before the message got there. And the day it got there, that was the day that what I needed was expiring. It took the grace of God for her to quickly come to the school and come to my aid. Now let's look at the advantages. Managing email is easy. It's very, very easy to manage. Email is fast. Yes, you can easily get an email. If when you send a message to someone, anybody can get it at ease. Email is inexpensive. Remember I told you in the class, I said that when you talk about your email, the age limit for email is 13. So if it's 13, obviously it is not expensive. It is not expensive. Now, email is easy to filter. Yes, you can easily filter your email. You can easily remove unwanted emails that you don't need. Periodically, it is advisable that you do that. Email can also have pictures in them. Beautiful. Are you trying to send a message to someone and you want to add some pictures, some emojis? You can actually use it in doing that to further beautify your work. Now we'll talk about disadvantages. Anything that has an advantage also have its own disadvantages. Let's look at the very first one. Email may carry viruses. When we're using post office, it wasn't carrying viruses, obviously. Now, but yeah, email may carry viruses. Someone can have a corrupted file sent to your email and by the time you click on it, automatically your system is being corrupted. Many people send unwanted emails to others. Yeah, unwanted emails. So find out that the email made it use that, okay, because they know it doesn't take anything from them, they just go about going to send messages anyhow. I can still remember someone sending me a message and saying hi. I was like seriously, you mean you just spent all your entire day or the entire time and it's hi you sent? So why not use the messenger in doing all that? Maybe you want to chat, you do that instead of you going to the email and doing. So you mean the person had to even post subjects? Well, I laughed when I saw it then. Also, your email box may get flooded with emails of a certain period. Yeah, for example, my email is a very good example. Check my email address, you find that it is flooded with about 15,000 unread messages. Now, all those things are not good per se because it can further slow incoming messages from getting in. So, periodically delete messages that are unwanted. The recipient needs access to the internet to receive email. Yeah, so if you go to an environment where there is no internet, what happens? It means you can make use of the email. It's a very, very strong disadvantage. You want to send a very important message to someone, you can't, and the email is gone. You can't pass the message. One key thing about an email is that you must have an email address to operate it, and an email address is a unique identifier for an email account. It identifies that yes, you are the owner of this email. Any email created, it says yes, I'm the owner. That's why it gives you a name. For example, my email is ebipadedennis@gmail.com. Now that email is more or less my identity, and it's both used to send and receive email messages over the internet. Also, lastly, we'll be talking about the domain name extensions. Have you ever seen emails whereby they would say, let's say, Ibipade Dennis Gbogbo at gmail.edu, sorry, at gmail.edu. Now, what does that mean? It means that that email belongs to an educational institute, or they will say at gmail.org. It means it belongs to a non-governmental organization, or they would say at gmail.br. It means that the email is from Brazil, or they can say at gmail.mobi. It means that the email is containing, or it belongs to someone that have a mobile service company. There are a lot and a lot of them. And if you have any questions, I'm going to draw the curtains here. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. I'll be here waiting for you to receive all your questions. Have a lovely time. See you in the next class.